hotter profile on Borgin, a cast Aspell series. Borgin and Berks was founded in 1863. However, it remains unclear whether Borgin was among the original founders. Borgin is characterized as a stooped individual with oily hair who would don a pair of pince-nez glasses when reading was necessary. Between the 1920s and the 1940s, it appeared that Caractacus Burke was primarily responsible for the shop's operations, notably acquiring Slytherin's locket from Merope Gaunt and serving as Tom Riddle's employer until Riddle departed to pursue his own ambitions around 1947. Borgin engaged in numerous interactions with Aura Kingsley Shacklebolt, who later stated that Borgin would converse with him during investigations. By 1991, Borgin and Berks had come into possession of Gellert Grindelwald's original wand. Despite failing to verify its history, they placed the relic up for sale, where it was eventually purchased by a collector of magical artifacts. However, the sale did not go unnoticed. A metamorph magus dark wizard, intent on reclaiming Grindelwald's glory, began a violent search for the wand. This spree of unforgivable curses quickly drew the scrutiny of the British Aura Office. To intercept the Dark Wizard, Kingsley Shacklebolt and Nymphadora Tonks teamed up with an agent from the ROCC division, Jacob's sibling, to stake out Borgin and Berks. Tonks, ever suspicious, believed the shop owners themselves might be complicit in the recent string of crimes. However, the Dark Wizard had already slipped past their perimeter. Inside the shop, he turned the Cruciatus curse on Borgin, demanding the location of Grindelwald's wand. Under the agony of the curse, Borgin confessed that the relic had already been sold to a collector. Having secured his lead, the Dark Wizard used his metamorph magus powers to vanish, slipping past the watching auras undetected. The entire encounter was witnessed by a terrified Mundungus Fletcher, who fled the scene in a panic. It was only after being cornered by Jacob's sibling that Mundungus revealed the wizard had already escaped. He also shared a curious detail. Despite the intensity of the torture, Borgin seemed to recover with suspicious speed. During his follow-up investigation, Kingsley Shacklebolt interviewed Borgin to verify the details. Borgin backed up Mundungus's account, insisting that the wand had been sold to a legitimate collector despite its lack of paperwork. Kingsley later rendezvoused with Tonks and Jacob's sibling at the Department of Magical Law Enforcement to share his findings. As they pieced the clues together, the team realized the collector's next logical move. They would almost certainly seek out Garrick Ollivander to authenticate the wand's dark history. In 1992, Lucius Malfoy arrived at Borgin and Berks looking to offload various poisons and dark artifacts, fearing an imminent ministry raid on his manor. Borgin was visibly annoyed that Malfoy intended only to sell rather than buy, though he still attempted to charm Malfoy's son, Draco, into purchasing the Hand of Glory. The moment the Malfoys departed, Borgin's professional veneer dropped, revealing a deep-seated resentment toward Lucius. He muttered to himself in frustration, convinced that the items Malfoy had sold him were merely a fraction of the truly dangerous treasures still hidden away in the Malfoy estate. By 1996, the shop became a central hub for Draco Malfoy's dangerous mission. Draco visited Borgin to reserve the shop's vanishing cabinet, intending to use it as a portal to smuggle Death Eaters into Hogwarts. He also demanded instructions on how to repair its twin, which was located inside the school. Borgin was initially hesitant, claiming a repair would be nearly impossible without the artifact in front of him. However, his attitude shifted instantly when Draco revealed the dark mark on his arm. To ensure Borgin's full attention, Draco threatened him with visits from the savage werewolf Fenrir Greyback, a family friend. This intimidation worked. Borgin also supplied Draco with the cursed opal necklace, later used in a botched assassination attempt on Albus Dumbledore, and the Hand of Glory, which Draco paired with Peruvian instant darkness powder during the siege of Hogwarts. Later, Hermione Granger attempted to uncover Draco's plans by tricking Borgin into a confession, but the shopkeeper easily saw through her ruse and threw her out. Borgin remained at the helm of his shop through at least October 2020, but his reputation never truly recovered from the Second Wizarding War. Once the Ministry of Magic discovered he was the source of the cursed necklace used against Dumbledore, they kept his operations under heavy surveillance for years, ensuring that every transaction at Borgin and Burke's was closely watched.